Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Like we promised in the welcome back video, today's video is going to be all about pants. We're just going to be talking about and comparing 4 different sets. So let's dig in. Alright guys, so the 4 manufacturers that we're going to be talking about today, going from left to right across my makeshift table here, are going to be 511s, Pranas, Vertx, and Fjallravens. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the 511s first, get everything else off the table so we can really take a look at these, break it down for you. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start with the 511s. These are the Apex pants. I want to talk about where everything's manufactured for each set of pants. These manufactured in Bangladesh. Color options. I have these in 3 different colors. They make them in 10 different colors. So you have a wide variety of options as far as color choices when it comes to the 511s, more so than the other brands. The blend of the fabric. These are a 67-33 blend poly cotton, and then they have what they're calling like a tech cloth, which is giving them that little bit of water resistance. And like I had talked about in a previous video just about 511s, they're obviously not waterproof, but if they do get wet, they tend to repel the water fairly good, and they dry out very fast if you happen to get them very wet. Last thing about the actual pants as far as a whole would be the cost. These particular ones, when I was buying these, you could find them on sale anywhere from $58, $59 if you caught a good sale, up to $64, $65. Now I see they're retailing for $90. Now let's just dive into a couple of the features of the pants that I particularly like or dislike. Starting with, up at the top, the Apex pants have a nice flex waist to them. You see they got a nice stretch. So if you're doing an in the waistband carry, whether it's on the side, whether it's appendix, it's nice and easy. You don't feel like you're being strangled by your pants. The 511 Apex also have that little hole right there for your handcuff key, just in case. Moving down, the belt loops. So far, every pair of pants that I've gotten from them, no issues. All the belt loops have held up. Nothing is torn. Coming down into the pockets. The front pockets are generous enough. Normally I keep my money clip in the front, my cell phone in the front, and I always have a clipped pocket knife. This is one of the features about these that I actually like a lot compared to some of the other ones. How they kind of square off the pocket here. When I put the pocket knife in, I feel secure. I've never almost accidentally lost the knife from sitting down. It's got a nice resting place right against this pants pocket. Moving down into the pants, you've got the 2 bigger pockets that are kind of on the side leg. The one on the right hand side has an internal pocket that's half the size of the main pocket. When you come to the left side, they divided it out. So you've got your main internal pocket that's bigger, and then it breaks down to one side and then a smaller side. The smaller side, if you can guess, works out perfect for carrying a spare magazine. That way when it slides in, it's not flopping around inside your pants on the side of your leg. So if you don't happen to have a holster that has a spare mag carrier, these have a nice place to carry them. That's pretty much feature-wise, and you've got your obvious two pockets in the back, standard pocket with an extra that comes down through the back here. That, in a nutshell, is the pants. Now, overall, I've been wearing these, like I said, almost 4 years. They've held up fantastic, each and every pair that I've gotten. They're comfortable. They're more on the lightweight side of things. So let's say you're in, 30-degree weather. They're going to be a little chilly. These pants are probably perfect for anywhere from 50 to 80 degrees. They're just right in that range, that comfort, the amount of fabric they have. I don't think they would hold up super well if you were doing construction with them, because I do think the material would have a tendency, if you catch it, it's going to tear. I haven't had an issue, but I do think in that kind of work environment with a lot of nails or something sticking out, you may lose it. Now, that said, walking through the woods, nothing is, you know, they've held up to branches and thorns and all that stuff without any issues. Overall, I really like these pants. I've been wearing these probably longer and more consistent than any of the other ones that are in this lineup, and I would absolutely buy them again. All right, guys, next up is going to be the Pranas. These are the Prana Zion pants. These were made in Vietnam. They come in 7 colors as opposed to 10 like the 511s. A little less in the pocket department, and this one has the most varying of the actual materials that they're made out of. It's 95% nylon, and then the other 5% is elastic. So that being said, they don't actually stretch as much up in top, but the actual material itself is more stretchy. Now, cost-wise, these come in at almost the exact same price point as what the 511s are at now, which is about $90. Why do I like or not like the Pranas versus the 511s? I think they're fantastic pants. I think they're super comfortable, but I definitely would say that these are more of a hiking pant overall. The stretching, the flexibility of them makes it great for hiking. They are a little bit thicker, so as I was saying with the other ones where they were a thinner material, these have kind of an inner lining to them a little bit that gives them a little bit more warmth. And whereas if they don't have the flexibility, like I said here, you can adjust the waist with this cinch strap here. All right, so you do have a little bit of flexibility again if you were going to carry inside the waistband. As far as the pockets go, like I was talking about on the 511s where they had that nice notch out for my pocket knife, these do not. They're rounded, and like I said, these pockets are very shallow. I've almost lost my pocket knife multiple times wearing these, to the point where usually if I'm wearing these, I will switch up and wear a neck knife or something else because I'm afraid of losing it. I think they're a great pant. They've held up well as well. Less pockets, definitely more gusset in the crotch area. A great hiking pant. Once again, on the back side, you know, you got your 2 rear pockets. One side has the flap. One side is just an open pocket. All the belt loops again have held up great, but again, more of just a plain hiking pant. I wouldn't wear them for work unless you're just working out in the field as like a supervisor, and I definitely wouldn't wear them to a construction site. Back with our third set. These are going to be the Vertx pants. Again, I have these in about 3 different colors. These pants I've had longer than any of the pants that we're reviewing today. They came out on the scene before 511s were popular. They were kind of the go-to tactical pants, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure that this style even exists anymore because these are the older ones. I would say the closest thing that they have to these would be the Phantom. These are made in Indonesia. They come in 6 different colors. Now, the thing with these, which makes them good and bad in different ways, is the blend on these. These are 98% cotton and only 2% lycra. So you don't have a lot of stretch in these. Price point wise, they're also the least expensive. They're retailing right now for about $70. Diving into these are probably, you know, you want to talk the difference between a hiking pants and a, yeah, I could wear these to work and they're going to hold up. These are probably the tougher of the material, probably because, you know, the cotton lycra blend. These again have the bigger pockets in them. You've got a decent depth to the front pocket again. You can see where it's squared off and where I've had stuff clipped on both sides of these. Now these are probably, I would say these are probably in the 7 to 8 year range as far as been in service. They've held up really well in terms of not tearing. You know, the seats are still good. Again though, these, no flexibility really in the waist. Or I shouldn't say that. They have a flexible in the waist, but that seems to be the first thing that starts to wear out when they start to get a little bit older. Warmer, yes. They've got a little more material to them. They seem to be a little heavier. You can wear them in a little bit more of a colder climate. They do have the gusseted crotch. And again, now like I was saying, these are the ones where you're going to get into more of a old style army BDU with the big side pockets. Now they do have, you know, another smaller internal on the inside as well. But these are more reminiscent of that style, like your old army BDU. I think they were a good pant. They held up, like I said, 8 years. And if you're looking for more of a tactical looking kind of pant, the Vertx are a great pant. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about them. All right, last on the list is the Fjallravens. These are the Vidda Pros. These are made in Vietnam. They come in 7 different colors. They are almost the same blend as the 511s with a 65-35 poly cotton. And they are the most expensive out of all 4 that we're going through today. These are retailing right now for $165. I was able to find, you know, hey, buy now, coupon code. I think I paid $132 for them plus shipping. So still very expensive pants. Like I said, I've got the least amount of time in these, probably 2 months compared to the years that I've had with the other ones. That being said, so far I really like them. Material wise, like I said, it's the same blend almost as the 511s, but the fabric itself seems a little bit heavier. Stretchy factor is a little bit, not really there, just what you get in the poly. Now, that's going to take me back to my issues with the knife. Okay, they have a nice front depth in the pocket, like I like with the 511s, but as you can see, they don't flatten out for that knife. All right, the caveat to that is they have these nice little pockets here and here. So for me, I take my knife, I slide it in here, locks in nice and flat, snap that, and I'm pretty confident it's not going anywhere. Now this G1000 rating, that I believe is their version of their Teflon coating to make them water, or they actually have a wax coating, I think, that they say they use from the factory. As you can see with the 2 different color patterns, they double up in the knee area as well as the whole butt and through the crotch area. So that is all doubled up for extra strength and durability. On the sides, these nice small pockets. Once again, perfect. Spare mag. The tricky part with these, oh, and before I forget, these also have the ability of a snap closure on the pant leg, so you can cinch these up nice and tight onto your boots, you know, so you don't have any creepy crawlies sneaking in. Getting back to actually purchasing these, the tricky part with these is when you look online, depending on the website, depending on where you look, they have a European and an American version of it. Some websites were only giving me the European version. Some sites would give me the American. Some sites gave me both. What I can tell you is I'm a 33-34, which equated to a 50 in the European. The other tricky part with these, they have what they consider a regular, which is what these are, a long, which would be for somebody taller than me, and then they have a short. These are a regular. I'm short. I hemmed and hawed, and at the last minute I went with the regulars because I like them to pull up a little bit on the bottom. I probably at 5'7" could have gotten away with the short. I think it would have had a little less puddling up on top of my shoes. Is it the end of the world? No, I don't care. But for anybody else that's looking at them right now, if you're on the shorter side, you can probably go with the short versus the regular and they'll be a better fit. Like I said, I've got the least amount of time in these, only a couple months compared to the other ones. And I do know they are the highest price point. But from what I can tell so far with these, you do kind of get what you pay for. They seem to be super well made, super comfortable. Crossing a bridge between a hiking tactical backwoods, backcountry, do it everything kind of pant. All right, so those were the 4 brands. To recap, price point wise, Pranas, 511s, coming in about $90. The Vertx, the cheaper, coming in around $70, and the Fjallravens being the most expensive, retailing right now for $164, $165. All the manufacturers, none of them are manufactured in country. That said, we're going to have another video coming for you. Origin pants, made in the USA. That's down the road. But overall, they all have their own place, and I think they were all fantastic pants for what they're intended for. I have no complaints about any of them. So depending on what you're looking to do in them and what your price point is, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these 4. So that said, that wraps up our review of all 4 of these brands. Thanks for staying tuned.